And we should be live now. I actually just gave about a 5 to 10 minute introduction. It was really good. And then learned that I wasn't broadcasting it to anybody, but it was a good dry run. So welcome to this Unhangout for 11/132X, which actually is beginning with this Hangout on air, which hopefully all of you are seeing now. I would say if you're not seeing this, let us know, but I guess if you're not seeing this, you wouldn't know that I said that. But I'm sure you'll let us know that you're not seeing it. What I want to talk about this week and what I want you to be discussing in this Unhangout are some of these ideas of social learning that we've talked about over the last week in the course, and hopefully you've actively engaged in the course over the last week. You'll see actually behind me, and this is relevant here because we're going to be talking about it somewhat in the context of the course itself. This is some of our original notes back from, I think, a year ago when we started thinking about this course. I don't use my whiteboard a lot in my office. I usually am out there in the lab. But this is some of the original ideas, and we thought about both the content that we were including in these courses, and we thought about the ways that we would construct the courses and support the courses so that we could really support a lot of the social learning that we think is really important. And I think, as you heard from at least one of the speakers this week, and I would agree with this, that all learning is social. We wanted to make sure that we were able to embody at least some of those social learning principles within the course itself. And one of the big ones, as we've also discussed this week, is this idea of a community of practice. And as I think about it, there are really at least two different kinds of communities of practice that exist within the course. One is the larger community itself, everybody who's learning about design and development of educational technology. We're trying to support that in the forums. And then there's this idea of communities of practice around particular ideas. It might be around, I've seen things on language learning, or educational technology entrepreneurs, or special education. Each of these is sort of also a community of practice dedicated to understanding a particular idea. And in developing both of these communities of practice, we wanted to make sure that we could support people doing that more than existed within the forums within a typical MOOC course. One of the important parts of that was the groups, as we mentioned already, so that you could support smaller communities. The other was really developing some sort of social supports and identity that goes on within the community itself. It's not just about sort of a place where you can quickly exchange ideas. It's a matter of sort of a little bit more of a longer-standing community. In order to be able to do that, we thought people need to have an identity, a sense of who they are and who the other people are within the course. And so that comes from some of the smaller things that are in there about, whether it's just about how many posts you've had that's included, your avatar, you can have a page where people can go to find out a little bit more about you if people have chosen to do that. All these are sort of important ways of communicating and developing that sense of community within here. Now, it's certainly not perfect. We're working from a set of tools. These happen to come from WordPress. Other people have asked about that. That we've sort of customized a bit for this course. It's not perfect by any means, and we've already been taking a lot of notes in terms of ourselves. As you'll be hearing about in the last week of the course, there's a sense of design research that we're doing here, that we're iteratively thinking about the ways that we create the course, learn from what's going on, and make what we're doing better the next time. And we hope that when we run our spring courses that we'll have learned something from these past courses that help us make that better. So, so that was a lot about identity, social aspects, groups that we thought were going to be important to helping to form what's going on in this community and support your own learning. So another aspect of that is some of these live synchronous events where you can actually meet people and chat with them in real time in addition to the asynchronous stuff that we have going on in the forums. So in just a minute, you'll be getting into your Unhangout groups. I know some of you are already doing that. There'll be some prompt questions within there. Each of the groups, I think, has 6 people in them. Once a group is full, you can't join it any longer. You're welcome to sort of move in and out of those groups, although we think that probably existing within those groups for a slightly longer bit of time is probably more helpful, perhaps the whole time. We'll have some people from the staff here going in and out of those groups as well. And I will try to pop into a couple of those groups myself. I'll mostly be a bit of a fly on the wall, seeing what's going on there. But we hope that you'll enjoy the Unhangouts. We hope that you'll comment on these like a lot of you have done for the rest of the course. And so I'll see you in one of your Unhangout groups in just a minute. I'm still live. Maybe I won't be live soon. I'm going to go check out what's going on in the groups.